Good morning. Well, sometimes when I meet young people, I'm amazed to see that the sense of wonder is many times missing. The intricacies, the beauty of the world has always a capacity to enchant and evoke questions. And the main purpose of education is to enhance the quality of wonder as well as enhance the capacity to ask why. Some or the other, I find there's this quality of asking why. I'm saying I wonder seems to be missing. Well, I'm taking up this discussion today for the simple reason that this being the weekend, I thought it better to discuss the intellectual development of our youth leading to the greater development of the world in general. I still remember when I was a kid asking questions about the stars, about the storms, about the wind, about the life in general, how the people react, why the colors are there. Even though when we are kids, we ask these questions. And many times that understanding leads to intenser communication with people around and also with nature, and then develops an empathy into with our human beings. Some or the other, our social structure is such that it curbs the instinctive curiosity to know more. And the biggest criminals in this area are two. One is what I usually say, the teachers, and then the parents. You must have wondered that the kids who have got the grandmoms have better imagination than the kids who don't have the grandmoms or the granddads. And that is for the simple reason the child who has listened to the fairy tales from the grandmother develops a vivid imagination. Some or the other, the people, especially in urbanized India or in Canada, where materialism holds sway, these people are involved in a rat race, concern and dollar earning without concern for what is going abroad. The sense of communication lacks. And when there is no communication, the sense of asking questions is simply non-existent. Secondly, the parents assume that they are the fountainhead of all knowledge and do not want their axioms to be challenged, their perceptions to be challenged. Now, the quality of wonder are asking questions why basically challenges the established thought pattern. You have got to explain, but I've heard people say, I'm your dad, so if I'm saying so, it is correct. And I'm your mother, I'm saying so. How dare you argue with me? Ridiculous. The moment you ask the child not to argue with you, you are killing the child to some degree. And that process repeated every day, round the clock, just kills the imagination of the child. And it grows into a robot, not a human being. The condition worsens when the child goes to school. The teacher thinks that whatever he says is an order from the Almighty. It's an oracle from Delphi, not to be challenged. And he says, so I have taught you. I remember my son when he was a 7th grade student in Cambridge school. The teacher would ask him, teach him geography, and he would challenge it. He said, no, that's not possible. And the teacher complained to me, and I told the teacher, I said, Mr. Kushwa, you should know it. That if the child is asking you something, you had better satisfy it with logic, not by asking it to keep quiet. But sir, that will take away the time and I will not be able to finish syllabus. So this is again something ridiculous. The satisfaction of curiosity is in fact a catalytic agent for inciting the curiosity in other kids. When one kid asks a question and the teacher answers it, and that's logical reply, other kids in the class would catch the infection and then they'll start discussing. And that is real education. As I said earlier, there is need to change the whole system. The present day system of the parenting and the children and the schooling, is in fact an exhibition of two criminal tribes controlling the landscape of the mind of the people. We have to start with parenting the parents. And once the parents are parented properly and are able to realize their responsibility, their involvement, and the teachers are told they are to be real teachers. Imagine teachers like Aristotle and Socrates, teachers like Plato, who would make the children think and reply to their questions in a way to excite them further than to tell them, keep quiet, let's go to the next section. A plus B whole square is equal to A square, B square, 2AB is not really important. But why is it is more important? And then the wonder of the nature. How many times do we think that the nature has its intricacies, its hidden beauty, and we don't even want to find out the cause? We are just content with what it is. That is where we lost communication. There's a disconnect. And as a matter of fact, any society, any polity, any civilization, where the sense of wonder is missing, becomes static, and standing waters stagnate. Where the sense of asking questions, the chromosome of Y is missing, WHY. That society becomes a cesspool of stinking morass. And then we come to our proverbs. How stupid they are. A rolling stone gathers no moss. Yes. I mean, say anybody who is changing his profession, as I would be saying, is a rolling stone. Well, why should you gather moss? Moss is a sign of death. Moss is a sign of being static, not movement, not change. So the very concept is wrong. As a matter of fact, the rolling stone, we should say, smoothens your edges. Imagine how shiny and bright and smooth the rolling stone is. Why can't we have better positive ones? And then, we are always saying, don't have negative thoughts. Why? Negative thoughts, and in fact, they are the antithesis of positive thoughts, and the combination of the two thoughts makes one a human being. Homo sapiens cannot be divorced, cannot be removed from having negative thoughts, and negative thoughts in fact breed positive thoughts. In my book, Technology of Being Human, I have discussed this matter in detail, how negativity is important insofar as it breeds a positive response. And we are always concerned with not the reality of life, but with the obtuse, irrelevant information given by our ancestors or told to us by the religious leaders whose main purpose was to exploit, to keep you intellectually slaves and subjugate to you to the thinking pattern. And in return, we have become a thought police for our kids. In case we want our kids to develop into real Homo sapiens, it's imperative that their sense of wonder is accentuated and their belief, their faith in asking questions, why, where, how, these are the parameters that should govern our thought, our actions, and our development.